One always there. Today on One, your daily dose of local affairs and social media commentary.
Today on One, APP Party One SWAPO leaders arrested for fish rot. Public warned against violating COVID-19 public transport regulations. Wolfish Bay residents oppose a state of emergency. And Oshotonjupa region confirms readiness for COVID-19.
The All People's Party at a recent press conference held at Parliament called on the arrest of all ruling party members implicated in the fish rot scandal. The All People's Party President Ignatius Sigwameni said that all those that are alleged to have received taxpayers' money through corrupt means like the fish rot scandal should face prosecution.
If it be, and if he appeared, I didn't see him, I watched the documentation, I didn't see him. But somebody said that the money was for the president, that they were asking the money on behalf of the president. And of course there is now documentary proof actually at court that, that the money moved around with the SWAPO campaign, and that's the president's campaign. So that for me is also evident. Anyone that's implicated, including the president, must be arrested. Nobody must be spared. If you send somebody to go and steal, and the person is now caught by the police, and the police says, no, I stole on behalf of that because that is the person that sent me. What do? You arrest him. You arrest him because he needs to explain, because he is the boss most. It's how it happens in syndicates of this nature. There's always the boss is behind hidden. It's just like these drug cartels. You never know, the boys are sent to do the job, but the boss sits and relaxes. And rarely is there a finger directly pointing to the person. That's why we are saying the police must investigate everything. Let them investigate everything and let them not spare anyone.
According to Sigwameni, over 90% of SWAPO members have been involved in graft-related activities and call on the Anti-Corruption Commission and the Namibian Police Force to do more in wrapping up investigations.
We cannot deny it. Most of them that are fighting, whether in parastatals, whether civil servants, are mostly SWAPO members. So that's why we are saying SWAPO has become rotten to the core. Probably 95% of the people in leadership in SWAPO can be classified to be corrupt. They must come out and absolve themselves. Let them make public their ill-gotten wealth. How many houses are they having? How many farms are they having? Where did they get these riches? Call for the immediate resignation of and dismissal of the ACC crew of NOAA and her deputy, the Prosecutor General, Meimalo, and the Inspector General of the Namibian Police, Sebastian Leitunga, because it's now obviously crystal clear that at least these three accounting institutions are not doing their jobs. They are actually part of the cover-up, particularly the Prosecutor General, who fails to initiate the prosecutions and all this kind of thing. And the Inspector General of the Namibian Police. How long do investigations take? Should people wait till Jesus Christ come back?
President Hage Geingob at a recent media briefing distanced himself from the allegations and said that he is a firm believer in a competent court of law. The head of state also called on the public to be patient as those implicated in the fish rot scandal are innocent until proven guilty.
father worked hard, and he made sure I did too. Because of him, I studied every day, and I did well. He helped me start my first business. It's only now I understand. My father always had big dreams for me. And now, my dreams are the same as my father's.
In 100 years, we've learned that times change, but what matters never will.
Members of the public and public transport drivers are being warned against violating Stage 4 lockdown regulations by exceeding passenger capacity in public transport. The Works and Transport Ministry is warning public transport drivers against violating the state of emergency guidelines as taxi drivers are loading passengers on full capacity and charging them a fee of $14. The Transport Ministry prohibits this, further urging users of public transport not to board public transport that has reached the passenger capacity allowed for the current lockdown.
Where some people out there through the social media who were informing the public that yes, since that we've entered Stage 4, we can now start transporting to full capacity. There is no regulation like that. There is no regulation that is saying that it must be done like that. It does not necessarily mean that when you move to the next stage, everything will be relaxed. It depends on the analysis which is being done. We want to inform the bus drivers, the operators, the commuters, people who are using taxis and buses in the country, that no one is allowed to be transported in a bus that is full to capacity or a taxi that is full to capacity. Definitely, they have a right and they have a say to deny or to refuse to go and occupy a seat in a bus next to another passenger if there is no social distancing, like the way it has been happening.
The Namibia Bus and Taxi Association's national chairperson says the confusion amongst members of the public and public transport drivers was caused by the Transport Ministry, as they have not clearly pronounced themselves on the guidelines to be followed in the public transport industry.
The taxi fares has gone back to the $14 as per Stage 3, and they have to also load passengers as per social distancing, which is now 2 passengers at the back and 1 in front, as well as the passengers must now also understand whenever they get into a taxi, they must know that the price is $14 up until today. That's the 15th July 2020. So, and the taxi drivers, they must now carry passengers, 2 at the back, 1 in front, as I said, and they must not load full to the capacity and charge $14. That is what we are saying.
The Transport Ministry added that the restrictions of passengers on public transport is to minimize the transmission of COVID-19. Namibia has so far recorded over 800 COVID-19 cases and 2 deaths at the time of this report.
My father worked hard, and he made sure I did too. Because of him, I studied every day, and I did well. He helped me start my first business. It's only now I understand. My father always had big dreams for me. And now, my dreams are the same as my father's.
In 100 years, we've learned that times change, but what matters never will.
Walvis Bay residents marched to the office of the Walvis Bay Rural Constituency Councillor to oppose the current state of emergency imposed on the town's residents. The group say that they feel neglected and are not being considered like other Namibians since the lockdown started, as they lost jobs while informal traders have lost income. As a result, they say that they have also been evicted by landlords as they cannot afford to pay rent.
We demand the following government officials to come and attend to our situation as soon as possible. The Minister of Health, Dr. Karumbi Shangura, the Minister of Finance, Honorable Ipombo Shimi, the Minister of Urban and Rural Development, Honorable Erastus Utoni, and then the Minister of Education, Honorable Anna Nipondoka. The Minister of Health is spreading rumors around Namibia that the residents of Walvis Bay are misbehaving. That's why the virus is spreading too fast in Walvis Bay, which is not true. The Minister of Finance should utilize the 8.1 billion as it is intended for. And he should make available amount of 5,250 to each and every resident of Walvis Bay during this lockdown we've been put through. Either that person is working or don't work, because our salaries have been cut, we have lost our income, we don't have anywhere to go.
The group further lashed out at the accused fish rod group, saying that they killed the people of the town, while also accusing the government of allowing the country's businesses and resources to be handled and misused by foreigners.
Why have a foreigner acting in our biggest port in Namibia? Where are the qualified Namibians? So the government should find another puppet to come and discriminate against us in the port or in Walvis Bay, and make sure that all the jobs are given to the Chinese, Zimbabweans, while our people are going hungry and scavenging the scraps that falls from the foreigner staples. We have our mines. Rosing is a mine gave away to Chinese. So our diamonds are being sent to Dubai people. Our expensive timbers are looted by Chinese and exported every day. Chinese and other foreigners are taking away our jobs, and they do not pay tax. They don't bank, they put in their pocket and take our money to China. Zimbabweans who sit everywhere and sell in the corners and streets of Walvis Bay, they sell with the licenses of the government officials. While our people that sells kapana, tombo and beers are being kicked and killed by Karahari each and every day.
The group further claims that there is no difference between dying from COVID-19 and poverty. The petition was received by the Walvis Bay Urban Constituency Councillor Nology Pinge on behalf of the Irongo Regional Governor, who promised to deliver it.
I'm receiving this petition on behalf of the Governor, who have directed me to actually receive it on his behalf, and then I'll be delivering it to him later today. Okay, thank you.
Bring the family together with great specials, like Spa Wolf Dog Chunks for only $104.99 and Huggies Dry Comfort Nappies Jumbo Pack for just $155.99. We're here for you.
The region of Oshoton-Jupa has geared up preparations for the COVID-19 virus that continue to spread across the Irongo region. The region has only recorded 5 positive cases to date in mainly the town of Okahania, but has 5 quarantine facilities ready in the event of a surge in cases. So far, only 8 regions from the 14 have recorded cases. Oshoton-Jupa region has recorded 5 cases and conducted 637 tests. Its Governor James Uarugwa says the low case figure has not deterred them from devising a response strategy.
The residents of Oshoton-Jupa should feel safe, and they will be safe, and they are safe. But it is expected upon themselves as residents to make sure that they do their part. let us keep to the COVID-19 protocols. As is Soshondonjupa region have 5 quarantine facilities. That is at Waterberg Plateau Park. That is Kahanja Country Hotel, Crossbarman, Rock Lodge, and of course Korab Lodge in Otavi. As is, we do not have anybody in our isolation facility whatsoever that is tested positive in the region. And we have instituted a very strong responsive mechanism in place as per the national protocol. We have truck ports that are up and running, and of course that is as far as Chuarongo is concerned, Otavi and Grootfontein. In actual fact, we actually are coordinating that through the Walvis Bay Corridor Group to make sure that we have one-stop point, and we are trying to put up testing facilities at these truck ports as well. All these programs are being coordinated through the CEOs and of course the local authority officers, the CEOs and the mayors.
The region has a population of 150,000 people, and the governor says about 23,000 of his inhabitants have benefited from the emergency income grant, while donations in the form of food parcels continue to pour into his office for the needy.
We have actually also been receiving COVID-19 food aid parcels that are aimed at to be utilized or to be given to those that were affected by the COVID-19 lockdown and protocols. We have distributed this food through the regional council to the constituency officers, all of them, and we continue to monitor the using of these food respectively. We will still continue to coordinate with the Ministry of Health and Social Services, because through my office we came up with what we call the regional response and preparedness plan that is costed in terms of what we need, and that is including PPEs, mask, gloves, thermoguns and everything that you have, including human capital as well. As is, we can successfully report that we have divided the region into 4 different health districts, complemented by number 5, which is a special area being that one of Chumkwe. The 4th district is Grootfontein with an extension of Chumkwe, of course Otavi, Okakarara, Okahanja and Ochuarongo.
Werikwa urged Namibians not to cast stigma upon essential workers such as health workers and truck drivers, as they are at the forefront of the COVID-19 fight.
We always love to hear from you. Send us your views, comments and videos with your name and town to the One Africa TV's WhatsApp on 081 200 6659 or send an SMS to 555. One Africa TV, it just gets better. In other leading stories, the Ministry of Environment, Forestry and Tourism has announced that it is resuming the issuance of permits for timber transportation in Namibia after it was halted since March this year. The minister, however, noted that transportation of timber for local supply and processing will be given first priority. Timber intended for export should be processed into planks that are not bigger than 5 centimeters thick, and timber at Walvis Bay will only be allowed to be exported if all documentations are in order, amongst other conditions. The ministry further urges buyers who procured unprocessed timber products to make use of local factories to process the timber into primary products in full compliance with the law. And the German embassy is supporting the France's Free Life charity organization with a Garden of Eden community project in Commerstal. A total of 485,000 Namibia dollars from the Micro Project Fund will be made available for a community project in Windhoek, Commerstal. The funds will be used to set up an aquaponics urban garden that will enable community members to actively benefit from the produce harvested, such as a variety of vegetables as well as fish cultivated for the use in aquaponics. The project focuses on combating malnutrition and food insecurity while providing families and individuals without access to land of their own opportunities to participate in the project and to generate income for self-sustainability and self-sufficiency. The Francis Free Life charity organization was established in 2006 and has since been implementing a variety of social involvement projects in areas of education, health, community development and welfare.
Welcome to Comments Corner, your daily dose of local comments from the hottest social media pages. The city of Windhoek has been hit with allegations of corruption, where according to Al Jazeera, a city councillor in Namibia's capital has alleged that she was offered a bribe by a local politician to ensure Chinese tech giant Huawei would win an exclusive contract to build the 5G telecommunication network in Windhoek. Peter said that if the Ministry of Information is aware of this problem, then they should act swiftly and clean Namibia of corruption. Panduzo said 5G is alleged to be spreading COVID-19 and the city should first establish whether it is safe before installing the network. Kambinda said if people want electricity and water, who are they to decide what they should get? Will said this corruption case is similar to the Fish Road scandal. Close to 19,000 young Namibians are needed to assist with the upcoming 2020 regional and local authority elections, according to ECN's Corporate Communications and Marketing Manager, Lina Ndengu. The temporary vacancies are specifically targeting young unemployed Namibians. Kanepolo asked why all positions require a driver's license. Junilov said the online platform that ECM plans to use already proved to be a challenge for tertiary institutions. MK said those in rural areas will be left behind when it comes to online applications. Donatus said that there seems to be a problem when uploading documents. While Nopu said that according to the website, some of the positions have already been filled.
And that's all from
And that is all from Comments Corner. Be sure to post your comments on our social media pages for broadcast every day, only on Today and One.
When you're saying things that degrade women, for me, number one, I am not there, because that is basically what I don't believe in. I don't stand for things that degrade women.
What do you think we can add? What do we put in the basket? First of all, let's put Blossom back in the basket.
Look at the person like, man, let's do a song.
Let's do something.
Just
let's
like
collaborate.
Let's collaborate.
The Africans were claiming us.
Yes, exactly. To the rest of the world, they belong to us. Namibia, Baba, Namibia.
I'll help you carry on.
Creating music and putting some stuff out for the people who've been supporting me, that's definitely something that's next on my list.
death of George Floyd hasn't just horrified people in America, but the effects of what's happened on a street corner in Minneapolis on the 25th of May are being felt around the globe.
Suspected of using fake money to pay for cigarettes, America has a long, painful history of racism and segregation.
Justice for George Floyd. The day after his death, one 15-year-old girl in Oregon started a petition calling for just that. It's now the most signed petition in Change.org's history.
However you want to express your blackness, that's on you. But you're still black. You still go through the same struggles.
This shouldn't just be a moment, but truly a movement.
A look at the weather forecast. The Namibia interior very cold at first, otherwise sunny and mild but warm in the north. The wind fresh to strong northeasterly to easterly. The coast sunny and hot to very hot with dust storms at times, and the wind fresh to strong northeasterly. Now we'll look at minimum and maximum temperatures across the country and beyond.
Hello and welcome to Turning Point International. We have taken over London.
For 10 years I did it and I got burnt out.
Over time, eBay developed an addictive personality to escape depression.
There's some people, they take medication and it actually doesn't work for them.
Prevention is important. Help prevent the spread of illness and keep yourself and others well. Hand washing is one of the most effective ways of preventing the spread of germs. Wash your hands regularly with soap and hot water, scrubbing your hands thoroughly for at least 20 seconds. Hand sanitizers can be used but are not recommended as a substitute for hand washing. Use sanitizers in addition to hand washing or in a situation where soap and water are not available. To avoid spreading germs, limit sharing of personal items such as utensils, cups, and dishes. Your skin acts as a barrier to germs, but your eyes, nose, and mouth are more vulnerable. Wash your hands thoroughly before touching your face, eating, or drinking. Avoid physical contact with others, including handshakes, fist bumps, high fives, hugs, and kisses. Social distancing is deliberately increasing the physical space between people to avoid spreading germs. While regulations may vary by country or area, the best guideline for social distancing is to maintain a distance of 6 feet from others. Germs can travel through the air from one person to another. If you sneeze or cough, do so into a tissue or the inside of your elbow to prevent the spread of germs. Avoid contact with ill individuals and insist they isolate themselves until they have recovered and are symptom-free. Clean and sanitize frequently touched common surfaces and high-traffic areas in your home and workplace several times a day. Share these guidelines with others and help prevent the spread of illness and maintain a healthy environment. An ounce of prevention is worth a ton of cure.
News stories focus on Africa.